Good afternoon and welcome to our final Capitol Hill Ocean Talk of 2016. I'm your host, Kate Thompson, coming to you live from the museum at Capitol Hill Ocean Week 2016 in beautiful Washington, D.C. Don't forget to be a part of our conversation by tweeting us questions at #CHOW2016 or chat us at OceansLive.org. Art and media can bring the beauty and diverse life of the ocean to the individuals around the world. Today, we'll discuss how media can be transformed into a tool for conversation, telling powerful stories that inspire people to become stewards for our ocean planet. This afternoon, we're joined by David Ruck, videographer for NOAA's Office of National Marine Sanctuaries. Through his videos, David tells compelling stories from amazing environments that make up our National Marine Sanctuary system. Also here in the studio today is Naomi Blinick, a marine biologist and photographer with a background in international marine conservation. Naomi has held field biology and communications positions with NOAA, the National Park Service, and Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, and now supports science and conservation through imagery as a freelance photographer. Today we also have Danny Washington, the co-founder of Big Blue and You, with us in the studio. We'll talk with Danny about her efforts to inspire and educate youth about marine conservation through the arts and media. And finally, last but certainly not least, we have Lindsay Myers, a youth leader with See Youth Rise Up, a collaborative effort to inspire and empower the next generation of ocean leaders. We'll hear from Lindsay about what inspires her and how youth across the nation are working to create a sustainable ocean. Thanks everybody for joining me in the studio today. Very, very excited to talk about this great topic. So I am going to talk a little bit about our Earth is Blue campaign. In 2014, NOAA's Office of National Marine Sanctuaries launched the Earth is Blue campaign, a social media campaign to build greater awareness and understanding of the importance of our world's special ocean and Great Lakes places. Through a photo each day and a video every week, Earth is Blue brings the National Marine Sanctuary System directly to the computers and smartphones of people around the world. Last year, to commemorate the one-year anniversary of the Earth is Blue campaign, we launched a video featuring the NOAA Administrator, Dr. Catherine Sullivan. Let's go ahead and show that video.
No matter what your zip code is, no matter what you see out your living room window or from your back porch, you are first and foremost a citizen of a planet and a citizen of an ocean planet. It's not a postcard, and it's not just a pretty place to get your feet wet. The ocean is your life support system in a very real, direct way. It's as important for us all to take care of it as it's important for us to take care of our own homes and look after our families. #Earth is Blue, what better way to say it? People take care of things that they know are important to them or that they've fallen in love with. The first step to engaging folks in fabulous places like the National Marine Sanctuaries is get the word out there. The United States has 14 sanctuary sites, and NOAA is charged with establishing them and running them and stewarding them so that they protect and help conserve all the critters and the great ocean assets that exist within them. They don't belong to NOAA, they belong to all of the citizens of the United States, just like our parks. The ocean is one of those places that is the archetype of that combination of power and fragility that struck me when I looked out the window of a space shuttle. We launched on my first flight from Kennedy Space Center in Florida, and 8.5 minutes later we were over England and 200 miles above the planet. When the engines finally cut off, I lifted my gaze and looked over the shoulder of the crew member in front of me and saw out this panoramic set of 6 windows, this broad arc of the limb of the Earth.
Well, we haven't seen much from this altitude that hasn't been spectacular.
It was all blue and white, and it was absolutely stunning. And I, without even thinking about it and totally unable to help myself, I blurted out, "Wow, look at that."
We'll be very proud and we'll be very honored that so many people will get to share.
You quickly discover we never should have named this planet Earth. That suggests terrestrial rocks, soil, and most of what you see from orbit is in fact the blue, or if it's not the blue, it's the white that is the water that hasn't yet fallen back into the blue. This program that we're doing here today, Earth is Blue, is a product of the Sanctuaries office wanting to be sure you know about those great blue places. Social media gives us a really powerful avenue to do that.
You should see that view out there.
You know, back up.
We really can be nimble and showcase a lot of the different aspects, a lot of the different connection points to the sanctuaries that people can take advantage of. One is they are places of really special national or international significance. From a natural resource or an archaeology or a cultural or history point of view, can be hugely powerful connection points. The second thing is just setting aside those special places and leaving them in various degrees undisturbed ensures that we have safe zones, if you will, in the ocean where the natural resources of the ocean can continue to flourish even as human population grows and the planet changes around it. It's hugely powerful. We stand on the shore, we listen to the roar of the waves. That's part of the drama and power that draws us and attracts us and impresses us about the ocean. But it can give us a false sense that it is so immense and so powerful that it will always be fine and nothing we could do could ever matter. So the ocean is both hugely powerful and exquisitely life-giving. We truly do live on a blue planet. Help draw others to the opportunity, the obligation, the imperative, but also the fun and the real joy of taking care of the ocean.
Just like Catherine Sullivan just said, David, you produced that video that we just watched. It was pretty amazing. But I'm just going to ask quickly of everybody, what was your impression of that video? Give me that one word that describes what that just said.
A lot of work to put it together.
That was
Work.
multiple words.
Work.
Naomi.
Makes you feel like you're there.
Danny.
It was just breathtaking.
It's really inspiring to see all of that happen.
Nice. Well, so David, since you're from the Great Lakes area, it's a bit of a personal story for you in a lot of ways. What inspired you to tell this story of marine conservation?
Well, I think I was swimming before I was walking. So water has always been, I would say, my natural habitat. And pretty early on, I did my first documentary on a local chemical company that was polluting the water there. So it was pretty much right away in my filmmaking career that I was touching on subjects of ecology and conservation. And then I did another subject about citizens rising up against a sand company that wanted to punch holes through a dune and dump their waste into Lake Michigan. Then I ended up in Nepal doing a documentary on the Civil War that was ongoing there. And then for my thesis at American University, I did a story about a young man that wanted to become an astronaut and really educated myself, hopefully as well as my audience, on the space program. And so then I found myself at NOAA's Office of National Marine Sanctuaries. And so this has actually been, for me, in many ways, sort of a homecoming to kind of get back to the subject of water. And while my backyard for up until I was 30 years old has always been the Great Lakes, I love the fact that I get to go to all these amazing places right now, which not a lot of our public gets to go to. And my job is to, with the camera, bring people into those sanctuaries. So. With the Earth is Blue campaign, every week we're trying to, with video and photo, tell some more involved stories, but just educate people on the things that we're doing in there with other NOAA scientists and our partners to hopefully educate the public on what exactly is going on there, why they should be interested and involved.
Right. So Naomi, a little bit kind of a lot like David, that you started as a marine biologist and that you've worked with NOAA, the National Park Service, Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, but you're also a photographer. How did your path lead you photography, and why did you choose to use photos and video to showcase conservation?
As a biology student in college, I found myself able to travel to and work in some really unique and remote environments and with some really fascinating animals and ecosystems. And everyone back home was really interested in the work I was doing, but they often couldn't really access the story or really understand what I was doing just because there was so much science involved and not everyone is a scientist. So I found that people responded best to images. And I'd always studied photography, always been really interested, so I started using my camera as a tool to share the work I was doing and share the work of the scientists around me. And I saw that that was a really powerful tool. And I've continued to use it as a tool ever since. And through different jobs in national parks, being able to showcase some of America's most amazing public lands, especially related to the marine realm, that's been a really wonderful gift even to me on a personal level, to be able to combine those two passions for marine biology and conservation, as well as with image making and storytelling.
Nice. Well, you were telling me earlier next week you're becoming a volunteer for the Stellwagen Bank National Marine Sanctuary?
Yeah, I'm very excited to get down into the sanctuary and learn about all the incredible resources they have there. There's some incredible shipwreck stories there, and more to be discovered and
very cool.
shared.
Can't wait to get you to give us some of your photographs for Earth is
Absolutely.
Blue. So, and Danny, thank you so much again for joining us. You've been on OceansLive before.
This is my second round. I'm so happy to be back.
Yay! So when we were together last time down in Aquarius in our underwater ocean laboratory located in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, back then you talked to us about the project of yours, which actually brings youth together with conservation issues through the media. So can you tell us a little bit about your program, Big Blue and You?
Sure. So Big Blue and You is a Miami-based organization, and it kind of just started with my mom and I. I've always been passionate about the ocean, and she's so wonderful to help nourish that passion, and I've had so many great opportunities. So we created this organization together to really reach children, especially young people in the local community that never get access to the ocean. Funny enough, living in South Florida, not going to the beach until you're 15 years old is kind of astonishing. So the Big Blue and You is there to serve as a bridge to help get them outside into the ocean, into the water, and to learn to appreciate it and connect. And we do that through arts and through media. So we've done several different types of projects. One of our favorites is called Artsy, and it's an annual festival celebrating the ocean right next to the ocean where kids can make art about the ocean and learn from marine scientists as well. It's a really, really fun day outside, and my journey so far, I've had a chance to do a lot of production out in the field as well, and I just want to be an ambassador and hopefully, again, a bridge to help bring more kids, no matter where they're from, connect to the ocean.
Well, you are a very amazing woman. I have seen your shows. I've seen the work that you do. I've seen the inspiration that you have in kids. And so there's another program that you do also, and it's specific to women. And you are very beautiful, predominant women that people can really look up to, that girls can look up to. So can you tell us a little bit about that program?
Sure. So the program is called Ocean Gems, and it was created by an underwater cinematographer named Tom Campbell and his partner Beth. And we traveled around the world and met some amazing female marine scientists, and we were profiling their lives and what they do on a day-to-day basis and their work. And we really wanted it to serve as an opportunity just to inspire, especially girls, in science, to pursue this type of career, to show them how exciting it is and how interesting and how much we need them out there in the world, helping protect our marine environment. So it's been a great journey. We've been to places like Papua New Guinea, swimming with whale sharks in Mexico, and giant mantas in Ecuador. And we would love to continue the program and continue to interview different women, because I know there are many incredible scientists out there.
Nice. So speaking of women, Lindsay, you're 17, and it's amazing what you've done already in your short lifetime. Can you tell us a little bit about what inspires you about the ocean? I mean, you're a millennial. The world comes at you in 15 different types of angles. So why are you inspired by the ocean?
Yeah, the ocean is a really important part of my life. Growing up in Seattle, obviously, we have the ocean there. And so ocean advocacy has been a big part of my social life through social media. There's been a lot there. We have all these great kelp institutions in the Seattle Aquarium that we can always visit. And through that, it's just become a passion of mine to unite the youth that are really interested, just because there's such a huge base of youth that are so excited to get involved in ocean advocacy, and it's so important to so many people.
Well, I know that both you and Danny, this week has been a big deal for your program, See Youth Rise Up. You just got here from New York City.
We did. We took a 4:30 a.m. train from New York to DC.
Thank you to be here. Nice. So can you tell us a little bit about See Youth Rise Up?
Sure. So it's the brainchild of a few organizations, the Youth Ocean Conservation Summit, Big Blue and You, as well as the Ocean Project. And we came together because we wanted to create a platform for young youth leaders like Lindsay, who are really doing amazing work around the country and the world to bring about awareness for ocean conservation. And so we've selected 7 youth leaders, and they're here with us. Shout out to you guys. They're watching right now. And yeah, they're amazing. This week we went to New York. We did a live Google Hangout from the New York Aquarium. We also had a chance to have a meeting at the White House today, and it's just been an incredible week. Really fast-paced, but so much fun.
Nice. So Lindsay, why is it important to get people involved in the ocean conservation at such a young age?
Yeah, well, I think our youth is definitely the future. So it's really important now to start really connecting these youth and connecting these delegates and getting the word out that youth really can do a lot, just because we do have so much power in this sphere. Like, ocean advocacy is a really big thing for youth because there's so much we can do. In just one weekend, we've been to New York City. This is my first time on the East Coast, even at all, and I got to go to the White House and really make change with other fellow youth that are incredible people as well. So it's really awesome to spread that word because it's such an important message to other youth around the world that they can do it, and ocean advocacy is something that's possible for them as well.
Nice. So is this program going to happen again next year?
We hope so. We definitely want to raise more funding to make it happen and select some other great leaders out there and spread the word. It's really, the way I see it is that youth, they're the bridge between the general public and, let's say, the informed scientists and community that's really doing such amazing things. But we want to help bridge the gap. We want to bring that information to them. And of course, our planet belongs to future generations. So if we can do anything and everything we can to lift them up and give them a platform.
Yeah. So speaking of youth, Naomi, as a young child, obviously you were inspired by the ocean, just like Lindsay is and all that. But what recommendations would you give to someone who is, in 6th or 7th grade and really loves the ocean but doesn't know how to get involved, or even on the reverse side, loves to take pictures? Because the world is so easy to take pictures now. I just pick up my phone and say, let's take a picture. This is beautiful out there. Let's get a shot. What do you say to them to make them want to go into what you're doing?
I would say that if it's something you're interested in, start as soon as you can. So if you're interested in science or conservation, there are options out there, a lot of options for kids all over the country. There are summer programs and science camps and internship programs, and I would say that, from a young age, if you can, to become involved in any of those internship or volunteer opportunities. Almost every aquarium has a youth program nowadays, so seek out local resources. Aquariums are incredible places for young people. They have so many opportunities. And there are internship programs all over the country. I'm actually affiliated with a program through the Our World Underwater Scholarship Society for slightly older people, college-aged, but even if you're younger, look up the programs and see what the requirements are so you can start working towards fulfilling those requirements from a young age and getting a head start. Right. And also with a camera, like you said, pick up whatever you have and start shooting and see what you get and see if it's something that inspires you, and take a class, look online. There's so many resources now online. You can learn so much, just with the internet these days.
David, any thoughts?
My recommendation would probably be for the teachers to do what they can to get those kids inspired, because if the assumption is that those kids are already inspired, I think that's maybe in some places, but a lot of my friends that I connect with a lot are teachers, and I see some of the fascinating and innovative work that they do to get students involved in the sciences, whether that be ocean science or technical sciences, et cetera. So there's tons of resources out there. Obviously, connecting with people like this was maybe one of those resources, but certainly the resources that we have within our office, if you're a teacher, make use of those resources so that you can get those kids inspired, especially at that middle school level, because that's where they're still not sure what they want to do yet. If you get them at that right critical time, I've seen firsthand with some of the work I've done that you can really make a difference in these kids' lives. And by high school, it's too late, I think. Right. So, middle school teachers especially, do what you can to get those kids involved in issues like this.
Well, great.
And I'll actually also give a plug to the Every Kid in a Park program.
Yes.
Especially for young kids, 4th graders this year, get them for free and take advantage of that program. Visit a park wherever you have near you and get started on that path of enjoying America's public lands.
Yep, we did a whole panel on that earlier this week, because Every Kid in a Park is such a cool program, and we're so very excited as Sanctuaries to be also part of Every Kid in a Park.
That's wonderful.
So I'll quickly circle back to our Earth is is Blue campaign and the importance of using media and art to tell that story. You know, we just came out with a magazine just this year, Earth is Blue magazine, and it definitely showcases all the amazing things that you can find in a sanctuary, where to recreate in them, how to visit them, because we have visitor centers across the country telling stories from the blue of the people who use the sanctuaries and are in the ocean. But I really want to go back to the fact that our Earth is blue. And it is completely, we are all interconnected no matter where you live, no matter if you're inland or you're right on the coast and live right on the coast. People need to understand that our Earth is blue and we need to protect it and we need to conserve it. And it's through work for people like you and yourselves and through media and through art and through our youth and inspiring them. Each day they will help to continue to keep our Earth blue. So with that, let's take a quick selfie. Because this is a media and art panel, right? So, all right, let's see if we can get us all in here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, click. All right, we're going to live tweet it out. Let's see if we can make that sucker go viral. All right. So thanks, guys, so much for joining me today in the studio. It's wonderful, and you inspire me so much with what you do. Okay, and good luck, Lindsay, in the future. All right, so thank you all again for joining us today in this excellent discussion of using media and art to bring the ocean and Great Lakes directly to people around the world. CHOW concludes today with a roundtable discussion on community action for resilient coasts. I want to extend a special thank you to our presenting sponsors, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the U.S. Department of the Interior, and the Walton Family Foundation. In addition, we want to thank the co-hosts of CHOW, the Campbell Foundation and the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation, and all of our sponsors, because without their support, the success and accessibility of CHOW would not be possible. It really has been a pleasure to join you this week on Oceans Live. I hope you found the 3 days of discussion fascinating and a platform for ocean policy going forward. The National Marine Sanctuary Foundation and its partners brought the ocean's experts and most influential leaders to Washington, D.C. for the purpose of starting a dialogue that will swell into a wave of action for the nation. Please visit us at OceansLive.org throughout the year for the CHOW 2016 video gallery, including all of your Capitol Hill Ocean Talk videos. For the last time from Capitol Hill Ocean Week 2016, I am your host, Kate Thompson. But before I end, I just want to thank you for watching, but also for my entire team, whether it's downstairs, here at the museum, our amazing cameramen, James and Russell, and everybody else that makes this place hum and this show hum. Thanks again, and thank you for watching.